Why do we need to think about composition? Apart from avoiding the oops moments, is composition all about rules? Like this one. Should we have a figure running out of the picture like this? No, it looks strange. But is it wrong? What if we do this? Now it tells a story. It looks fine. It looks balanced. In this video, we'll discover the real reason behind all those composition rules. We'll learn how to think composition. Before we get to what composition is really about, let's recall that there are many styles of composition that create symmetry and stillness, asymmetry and movement, all-over patterning, light-dark balance. There are rules for counterpoint, the naturalness effects of the rule of thirds, and the depth illusion of linear perspective. But there's something deeper that all of these share. Composition is really about holding your attention. It's about keeping your attention inside the picture. Let's see how it works. I've made some diagrams and overlays to show how I think artists have organized all the parts of their pictures to create a visual unity, a sense of things fitting together to keep your eyes within the picture. Here's a simple symmetrical triangle where all the details guide our eyes around and into the center. The upward curve of her fingers, the downward curve of the feather, the right to left curve of the paint palette, and then the way the light falls from the upper left to highlight her pale skin and the white edges of her costume. It's a rule, isn't it? We follow the direction of other people's eyes. We try to see what they see, but here we can't see what this young woman is staring at, so why not look away? Because Mary Cassatt has used every trick to keep our attention on the woman. She's in focus, everything else is blurred. And the artist has us fenced in with that brown edge. See too how all the movement lines, all the curved lines point us back to the woman's profile. And finally, that man, the one staring right at her through his own opera glasses. So we stare at her too. Perhaps we imagine that we can solve the mystery of who or what she is gazing at by reading her expression. The genius of Caravaggio's painting is that at first glance, it looks like an upside-down painting. So our eyes are going round and round over all the details to try to make sense of it. And the faces, eyes, arms and legs all lead from one to the other, round and round. Round what? Round the divine light falling across the white shoulder of the horse and down onto St. Paul, who's been knocked to the ground and blinded by his vision of God on the way to Damascus. Here, it's the chaotic energy and movements that keep our eyes crisscrossing the picture. The boat looks as if it is falling off the wave into the bottom corner, and this great whoosh of downward diagonal curving energy is frozen in time, like someone has hit the pause button. How? It's all the subtle details that our eyes pick up almost unconsciously. For instance, see how every face is turned in a unique direction, but none of them follow the direction of the boat, as if they are willing it to stop. And there's a couple of clever cross-diagonal accents that also hold everything in suspense and keep our eyes from following the boat out of the bottom of the picture. There are three things at work here in a landscape that sends our eyes off to the far distance and then draws them back again. The road snakes away from the foreground to the background, pinched between two large bulging shapes on the right and the left to hold us in the scene. And when we get to the pale blues and mauves of the background, our eyes come back, attracted by the candy store of oranges, reds and yellows in the middle, backwards and forwards, but never wandering out of the frame. Notice the almost symmetrical central axis, almost but not quite, and that is just enough to set everything spinning and rotating. That slight tilt, like the tilt of the Earth's axis, invites our eyes into following the orbit of each curve until it intersects with its neighbour, which we in turn follow until it slips into the path of another, and our eyes go round and up and over and down and around again. Carmen Herrera's painting is a perfect symmetry, with a bold, light-dark unity, like a Notan cutout, where each shape is the mirror image of its opposite. It's simple. What keeps our eyes coming back? It's the power of those two tiny, vibrant intersection points, the 2 points where the lines and the corners of colour meet. They anchor our attention. Structured like a mud map, Seven Sisters Dreaming by Australian Aboriginal artist Anne Manari Brown traces the journey of the Seven Sisters. It shows the land formations and rock holes created by the sisters as they walked through the country before they rose to the sky to form the Pleiades, the seven-star cluster in the constellation of Taurus. Everything in the painting holds us inside the frame, inside the story, inside the journey of the sisters. These two paintings, Vermeer on the left and Mondrian on the right, are side by side because they are so similar. Both form right-angle compositions, and both create a balanced unity with a mix of large and small shapes. The right-angle grid structure is stable and reassuring. It allows our eyes to scan all the details, patterns, repetitions, and small color accents. Our eyes endlessly crisscross the paintings up and down, side to side, corner to corner, exploring all the internal relationships, pairings, and balancing acts. Take a moment to look at each of these next paintings. See if you can observe the way your eyes move unconsciously from side to side, or up and down, or round and round, crisscrossing the whole painting over and over again. Then ask yourself, how did the artist organize things so that my eyes would be captivated in this way? How did the artist shut down any possibility that my eyes would just fall off the edge of the painting? This should give you some ideas about how to organize your own pictures and to master the most important thing about composition, keeping the viewer's attention. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to click like and share it. If you want to see more short videos with art tips, art projects and lesson ideas, please subscribe to my channel, Rob the Art Teacher.